Hello everyone. Today I want to show a brilliant attacking game played between John William Schulten and Paul Morphy. This was played in a series of casual games in 1858. Let's check it out. Morphy shows how to take advantage of a very over-enthusiastic opponent. We have e4. Morphy replies with e5, f4, and d5. So it's the king's gambit declined, the Falkbeer Countergambit. He takes d5 and e4. Knight c3 going after the pawn, knight f6 defending, and d3 challenging the pawn. Bishop b4 first, pinning the knight, and bishop d2 getting out of the pin, and e3. Morphy sacrifices a second pawn just to distract the bishop. Bishop into e3 and Morphy castles. The threat is of course rook e8, which would harass the bishop on e3. We have bishop d2 going back, bishop takes c3, and b takes c3, and rook e8, which was the idea behind castling, and bishop to e2. Here bishop g4 was played, just pinning the bishop, and what white should do is unpin immediately with king to f2, and after bishop into e2 and knight into e2, queen into d5. Black would have quite some development in a decent position for the price of a pawn, but white is okay here, maybe slightly better even. But here white played c4, just holding on to that pawn, and that allows c6. h3 would be still okay for white because it forces bishop into e2 and knight into e2. And after c into e5, d5, c into d5, and queen e7, preventing the white king from castling because the knight would hang, this would be quite balanced still. It would be an equal position which white should be able to hold. But after c6, white played d into c6, just allowing Morphy to develop an initiative, and he does that with knight into c6. And we see the rapid development of black versus the lack of development for white. Now white moves to king f1, getting out of the way of the pin, but it's too late now. Rook into e2. Suddenly we see quite some activity for black and a total destruction for white. This forces knight into e2 and knight d4. Now the knight is pinned. This is why it was very bad to capture on c6, because it allowed the knight to develop on c6 and then come to d4. Queen b1, preventing a queen loss. Bishop into e2 check. King f2 and knight g4. Very active pieces indeed. King g1. And here comes Morphy's stunning move. Can you spot it? Maybe pause the video and see how to continue and build a mating attack. Morphy played knight f3 check. What it does is it frees the d4 square for the black queen to enter the game, and it also creates some further weaknesses in white's king side. G into f3 is forced and queen d4. Now the queen will infiltrate. King g2 and queen f2 check, forcing king h3. And after queen into f3 was played, white resigned because there is nothing more to be done. King h4 is going to be played, and knight e3 will come. That will threaten checkmate, and white will be checkmated very soon. So brilliant demonstration of opening principles and sharp tactics by Morphy. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon for the next game.